Benton, do you want to pick one?
How about Tonight He Comes?
Mike, do you know who's in here next?
Inking.
Okay, so this was a sequence from a film called Tonight He Comes. It was going to be directed by the same director as Terminator 3, but they changed directors and then the film became Hancock. So this is a sequence where the Will Smith character is being introduced, and there is a traffic jam on the highway, and a boat or yacht has been stolen. And Hancock is this kind of lazy superhero who just sort of half-heartedly goes to his job. And so the first panel we see is a very wide shot of so we can see, you know, we've got a helicopter on the scene, and we have the boat, so we basically establish where we are. We're in Los Angeles, and then we see Hancock passing up the helicopter, and the helicopter people. In the next panel, we see kind of getting all excited. So we're getting close with them as that happens, and then they're reporting on Hancock as he enters the frame. So we're over his shoulder, seeing what he sees. And we're getting closer, but we're still wide enough to see what's going on. You have cars surrounding coming after the yacht, and Hancock sort of flying down. We get kind of this Japanese manga effect, the zooming cars. I like doing that to give a feeling of some speed. And
I have a quick question.
yes, sir.
Are the arrows an action move or a camera move?
Those are a action move.
Action move, okay, thanks.
And so we're looking at one of the bad guys who's driving the truck that's carrying the yacht, and he's looking in his rearview mirror, and we see Hancock flying through. So that's one way that you can tell sort of, still introduce the character. And anyway, so we see, so we're inside the cop's car, and we see Hancock land in the back of the trailer with the yacht.
One quick question. I noticed also in terms of storytelling, what you indicated in terms of the driver of the truck with it looks like a swastika and some kind of hats. Basically, I guess you're also giving information that this is a bad guy, and then so the audience will know.
Yes, you got to know that he's not a likable person.
Right.
And everything that you do in storytelling, you're giving little clues, and you're answering the question: who, what, where, why.
And one of the things too, if you'll notice in a lot of movies, the good guy enters from the left, and the bad guy enters from the right when you first see the characters. It's just one of those things. Not all the time, but a lot.
Generally, in English, we read from left to right, and so anything that's going counter to that is kind of going against the flow of what we normally get. So generally, that's how it goes, but not all. So we're looking at the cops. We're behind them, and we're seeing Hancock from the point of view of the edge of the yacht as he's trying to stop the yacht, and we want to show that he's having some difficulty with it. So because he's trying to dig in and pull the yacht down. We're seeing it's difficult on his hands, so we push in on his hands, and we come closer to the wheels so we can see that the ground is shattering under Hancock's feet, as he's being dragged into the and we see even more. We get even closer, and you're seeing that you probably can't see the glow here, but you see that his shoes are being burnt off from the whole experience. And he's having a tough time. We're seeing the expression on his face, so we push him a little bit closer, and we're seeing him give one last push as he pulls back. So we have the arrow. So we come really low onto the ground, to see the destruction that's really digging in. And we start to see the other side of the truck. And we're seeing smoke start to generate from the wheels. And so we push even closer, and we see the wheels are spinning, and it's just generating a lot of smoke, and it's finally stopped. And he's that final pull, and it's pulled off the axle. But then everything else is still kind of moving forward from that forward momentum. And we see the yacht is still sliding forward, and it's coming towards camera. So we get that kind of feeling, and the cars are smashing up everywhere, and we're getting a sense of the yacht sliding into the buildings.
Typical Hancock mayhem.
Yes. And things are spinning, and the side of the or the end of the yacht is smashing into a building. And so we back on Hancock, and we see all these left with the rear axle, and he drops it.
Like a barbell.
Like a barbell, exactly. And then we're looking at him, and we're seeing that the police have caught the bad guys, and all that. So that's basically, we see, we see, and we could push in on some of the citizens who are kind of like angry, what you doing at my pizza store, all that sort of stuff. But then we see that the cops are not so pleased with the man that Hancock is creating. So we see this big wall of policemen in their black, and they are, surrounding Hancock. He's kind of in the center of attention, and everybody's sort of surrounding him in a big block. He's trying to explain something. So, anyways.
Well, I think what's fascinating in this is also like the difference between what Steve had shown in terms of the panels describing a certain configuration to imply the drawer, and also the more rectangular, more square shape to tell the story. As with the storyboarding here, there's really no deviation from the format of the similar to a screen. Was it 16:9 ratio? So,
Anson?
so it's really
Yeah, we have 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure Anson gets one. Do you want to pick one of these to show?
Yeah, let's show the Chucky boards. I'm not going to, break down any one particular scene. I'll just show you. We'll just look at this one scene that I worked on, but then I'll just talk about storytelling in a very general way. But
I don't know if you want to pause it at that time.
no. In fact, maybe I'll just talk about a film. We don't even look at this. I'm not going to break down anything. I'll just talk about storytelling in general. Okay. Storytelling in drama, in my opinion, is really mostly about context. It's not so much about action. And I think the most commonly used example of this is is the story of like somebody sitting sitting at a table, eating dinner. All of a sudden, there's a knock at the door, right? Boring story, nobody's interested in that. But if you know that this man is the very last person on Earth, everybody else has been destroyed in a nuclear war or something like that, then this story becomes much more interesting. Stories are all about context, and so in order to make the drama as compelling as possible, the artist needs to control the flow of information, what the audience knows, and when they know it. So, the images that you show and when you show it are very important.
Something else I just wanted to point out, career-wise, you should know that these guys are the exceptional exceptions. Just picking a year at random, in the year 2013, out of all the films made that year, 300 of them were studio films, 6,000 of them were low-budget films. So when you're looking for work, don't plan on, I'm going to storyboard the next Avengers movie. There's a union, there's relationships there. What you work on is building relationships with directors, and producers, and writers. And you start out small and you end up getting big, unless every now and then you can start out at the top if you work for Lucasfilm. But, you have to be realistic and start out there. So you guys are the exceptions, I'm more the rule. Low budget guy, get what you can, and then you build up your
Well,
portfolio.
I know